welcome to Just a Minute, the skirmish for four which has remained unsettled since the Battle of Naseby in 1645. Well, after that little historical throwaway, let me introduce my guests. This week, as usual, one of my regulars on my left, the captain of the number team, the actor, judo black belt, linguist, comedian, sex educationalist, the almost frighteningly multi-talented Tony Slattery.
Hello, and with me, I have a playwright, stand-up comedian and cabaret compere whose work for stage, television and radio includes Arthur Smith Sings Andy Williams, Time Out with Arthur Smith, and Arthur Smith's French Letters. He is, of course, the Contessa of Verona.
And on my right, the other regular player of the game, the captain of the Midlands team, a man who started out as a local radio DJ and ended up working in a supermarket as the host, of course, of Supermarket Sweep, the delightful Dale Winton.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. And with me, I have a gifted comedy actor and improviser who's been in Kelly's Eye, The Funny Farm, and in Joe Brand's Cake Hole. It's the magnificent Jim Sweeney.
Well, those are the four intrepid players of the game, and I'm going to ask them to speak, if they can, on the subject which I give them, and they try and do that without hesitation, repetition, or deviating from the subject. They will gain points if they're successful, and if they fail, then the point will be given to the one who has been speaking or challenged. And, Tony, your turn to begin. Would you take this round? Who is buried under platform 10 at Waterloo Station? That is the subject. 60 seconds as usual, starting now.
Mad Mick McJohnson, who was one of the original, not terribly successful members of the Dagenham Girl Pipers, is buried under platform 10 at Waterloo Station. Here's a thing, he actually interred himself. So depressed was he at his lack of ability on the aforesaid bag thing instrument. Now, that might seem an odd musical...
Yes,
Bag thing instrument.
that's a bit devious, isn't it? Yes.
That's hugely devious.
I know. You tried to find another word for bagpipes, failed. And, Arthur, you got in first. A point to you, 37 seconds. Who is buried under platform 10 at Waterloo Station, starting now?
Well, I happen to know the answer to this. It's Boadicea. Oh, Boudica. You know if I could say Boudica and Boadicea, like saying the same name differently.
I know, but you paused in between.
I paused anyway, so it didn't matter.
Anyway,
did it?
so Tony has a correct challenge, a point for that. But, of course, your team gets the points at the end. They're all added together. 33 seconds. Who is buried under platform 10 at Waterloo Station? Tony, starting now.
It's not so much who as what. Here's a confession. I have buried under platform 10 of Waterloo Station my Nicholas Parsons albums. He made some records some 15 years ago on which he sang such classics as...
Yes?
Such twice.
There were too much such.
Yes,
such classics.
Oh, it was lovely. Riveting stuff, though.
I know. I'd like to know what the records were. I was all gone.
I've got them all at home, Nicholas, if you'd like to borrow them. Can I get an extra point for that?
No. No, I have
terrible.
No, and I won't take one away for that either. You see, I'm very fair. Right, 17 seconds for you on who is buried under platform 10 at Waterloo Station, starting now.
Who is buried under platform 10 of... What station is it?
Very clever. Your partner got in first, Jim Sweeney's.
Bit of a hesitation on the name of the station.
Definitely, yes. So you get a point, and you also help the Midlands, and you have 14 seconds on the subject, starting now.
Buried underneath platform 10 at Waterloo Station is the unknown commuter, a man who used to take the Dagenham 4:15, which was way too late because work started at 9 o'clock in the morning. And he was killed by an irate porter as he swung through one day without a ticket. Because you must...
Yes!
Jim Sweeney was then speaking as the whistle went. Gained an extra point for doing so, and for some reason has managed to electrify this audience. And, Jim, it's your turn to begin. The subject is pottering in the Peaks. 60 seconds starting now.
The Peak District is one of the most beautiful areas of England, covering most of Derbyshire as it does. Sweep.
It's a repetition of most.
Most.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good. Yes, yes, indeed.
Oh, I've got the idea now. It's a word thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
right.
And a tough game as well. Right. Pottering in the Peaks is a subject. 55 seconds starting now.
Pottering about in the Peak District the other day, I came across a dolmen, which is part of a Stone Age erection named after Mr. Paul of the Fourth.
Well, I mean, you take your pick there, quite honestly.
And you do want to take a pick in the Peaks, I definitely.
You don't want to take a pick. I mean, I'm
Sorry.
I'm going to go for hesitation, but I'd like to highlight his deviation.
Well, no, you only get 1 point.
Well,
Yes, you get 1 point for hesitation.
It's catching.
You can't have 2 points for as well. Right. Pottering in the Peaks is with you, Dale. 44 seconds starting now.
Jim Sweeney's quite right. Pottering in the Peaks is all about the pottery industry. It lies somewhere between Matlock and Stoke-on-Trent. Very popular in the 30s, where Clarice Cliff designed so many of her beautiful plates. Today, you'd call it sort of middle-market oven-to-tableware. I personally have a lovely selection. I only wished I'd bought more, because it's frightfully expensive and the sort of upmarket thing you'd see on Jane Seymour's...
Repetition of upmarket.
Does it upmarket twice?
Sorry, yes.
You went
Because I'm an
upmarket.
upmarket guy.
I know. You went up market twice, and Tony got in first. 24 seconds. Pottering in the Peaks, Tony, starting now.
I'm just going to pick up Dale's thing about Clarice Cliff pottery. I've got an enormous selection, and all are they...
18 seconds. Pottering in the Peaks with you, Dale, starting now.
This jardiniere you may well have seen on Jane Seymour's table in Hello magazine, because it's very popular now for people in the movie industry to own
Very
Clarice.
popular. He had very popular before.
Yes, it was very popular.
Oh,
before.
you're mean to me tonight.
Well,
but
not to play the
accurate,
game,
I'm
otherwise we
afraid.
get letters from the two viewers.
Tony, Pottering in the Peaks, starting now.
The last time I tried to throw a pot in the Peaks, my clay went all wobbly because the little thing was going round and in circular...
He couldn't
sort of a
achieve it.
hesitation.
Yes, I agree with the hesitation, Jim. You've cleverly got in with 4 seconds on Pottering in the Peaks, starting now.
Pottering in the Peaks is a wonderful thing to do. I would do it every day if I could, but I can't because...
So Jim Sweeney was then speaking as the whistle went, gained an extra point for doing so. He's in second place at the end of that round, behind our leader, Tony Slattery. Dale Winton, your turn. Nottingham Lace. A good Midlands subject. Talk on it if you can. 60 seconds starting now.
Nottingham lace is famous the world over. I used to live in Nottingham and I still own a lot of its lace. I won't tell you under what sort of way I would...
There's a bit of hesitation
Oh, a
there, I
bit.
think.
I was getting quite carried
yes,
away
quite
then,
a lot,
I'm
actually. 53 seconds. Nottingham Lace with you, Tony, starting now.
I once knitted myself a Louis XIV's ball gown out of Nottingham lace. Picture me as I troll down Piccadilly, waving at the local bobbies, asking them the time. What's that? Yes, Trafalgar Square again. All those lovely landmarks flying by as I sashay in my beautiful day wear, which is made of Nottingham lace. Back to the subject. It's so fine, cool too. On those hot summer days, no nasty armpit stains. If you get a little perspiration problem, it soaks through and evaporates, causing a hole in the ozone layer. That's why Nottingham lace is the perfect accoutrement, as the French say, for, indeed, anything...
Oh, really?
Oh, well, I had to.
A round of applause.
No, you're right, you're right. You're right.
Yes, you
Was I
won.
mean to do that?
No, it was hesitation.
No, you weren't. It was hesitation.
It was
but,
hesitation,
But he got a
yes.
round of applause. He went for a magnificent 50 seconds. Well done, Tony.
bad.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
But you did have a correct challenge, Dale, and 9 seconds are available. Take back Nottingham Lace, starting now.
Nottingham lace was taken off the market during the war, where all the girls that used to work and make Nottingham lace became munitions factory girls. And what they did was they used to go to work every day.
Right. Dale Winton was then speaking as the whistle went.
True? Is that true?
Yeah, they closed the lace factories down in the war.
Yes.
So what happens if a soldier wanted to wear lace when he was in there?
He didn't make any lace during the war.
Well, that's what he's just said, Nick.
I was a youngster. Oh, the little banter that goes on, right. I want to do something a little different. Instead of giving them a subject, I'm going to offer them an object. From the bowels of this piece of furniture will arise a very interesting object. Now, there's that object. They have to speak on that object. Try and identify it as well, but talk about it without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. They have 60 seconds as usual, and Arthur Smith, it's your turn to begin. Will you start now?
Well, this is a wig for someone with no face. It doesn't apparently resemble any kind of hair that I have seen, even the most remarkable cheveux, as sported by Nicholas, for example, which is entirely false, I believe. It's got an interesting grey sheen to it. It makes me think of Noddy Holder a little bit. Do you remember him? He used to go out with Big Ears Holder in the
Preposition of holder.
Too many holders, yeah.
Very good, very good.
Very good, yes.
Preposition of holder.
Yes, you went for 34 seconds. And, no, yes, sorry, 26 seconds, because there are 34 seconds left. Doing mental arithmetic. Right, 34 seconds. Who challenged? It was you, wasn't it, Tony?
Yes, thank you.
There's the object. Talk on it if you can. Start now.
Historical Midlands-type information. When the aforementioned munitions girls tried to make lace, often they shot themselves in the foot and they couldn't do the pedals properly. This was the result. It's rubbish. Could you imagine a dress, which I could wear in Piccadilly, made of that? I don't think so. My sense of couture is more...
Yes.
Well, you know, actually, I can imagine it.
Fair enough. OK. So, Arthur, what we do there is, because we enjoy the challenge, we give you a bonus point for a good challenge. But as Tony was interrupted, he gets a point for that. He keeps the object on this occasion, and there are 10 seconds left, starting now.
It just reminds me of Lionel Blair.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say hesitation, but I don't like the reference line. Looks nothing like Lionel Blair's hair.
Well, that's irrespective. He did hesitate. You have a point for that. 7 seconds are available, Dale, starting now.
This is a wig. I'd wear it myself, actually. I think it's rather smart. It needs a bit more...
Go on, then.
Don't even think about it.
Go on, give it a try.
I don't know where it's been. Hang on, I'll have a go.
Oh, you are a sport.
I don't want to do this.
Dale, it's definitely you.
It's quite me, actually.
Yes. You look now very much like the person who I think it belongs to. So, you have 3 seconds to continue on the object on your head, starting now.
This wonderful creation I'm now sporting on my crown, which I'm determined to take home with me tonight.
Dale Winton was speaking as a whistle and gained an extra point for doing so. Now, if anybody can identify whose wig it actually is, we'll give them a bonus point.
It's a frighteningly close representation of how my hair looked for most of the 70s, actually.
No, yes.
Would you like me to model it for you?
Right, no.
Is it a legal thing?
Well, it could be legal because I've been told...
legal. Is it a legal thing? I didn't say, is it illegal?
Oh, no, no. It's not a legal wig, no. But the reference I'm going to make, which I've been told here, could make it a legal matter because I've been told it is Sir Simon Rattle's wig, the conductor of the Birmingham Symphony Orchestra. And if it isn't, and if you're listening, Simon, I'm sorry, I was told that. Anyway, we've reached the halfway mark in the contest, and we'll never be asked to join that particular orchestra. I don't think we've got the talent for it, actually, but it doesn't really matter.
So what's he got on his head now, then? He nicked his hair.
I know. I'm sorry, Simon. There we are. At the halfway mark in the contest, the London team are leading the Midlands by 1 point. It's still anybody's contest. We're going to whiz into the pits for a new set of tyres. Meanwhile, stay tuned, and we'll be back after the break. So you'll see us after this. Welcome back. Let's snap on the rubber gloves and probe gently into the next round. Dead as a dodo is the subject. Tony, your turn, starting now.
Dead as a dodo. Well, it wasn't a mythical bird like the auk, which never existed, hence the name I've just used about it historically. No, it couldn't fly. That wasn't the problem. It used to grub around for mice and things. And...
Arthur.
Well, it's deviating all over the place. It's a stream of rubbish.
All right.
No meaning there at all.
Doesn't matter. In just a minute, you can talk rubbish. I mean,
No, you can't. That's deviation. You can talk rubbish.
Don't clap him! And I was just about to give it to you. All right, I will. Arthur, you have 47 seconds, as dead as a dodo, starting now.
They caught a dodo in 1972. It was the last one in existence, and now they are all dead.
You challenge first. He makes these pronouncements and then just
Yes, he's stopped short major hesitation there, Nicholas.
Yes.
Well, I was just enjoying my gag, you know.
As dead as a dodo, 39 seconds with you, Dale, starting now.
I'm really glad you've given me this subject to talk about because I want to make it loud and clearly known now that when this programme goes out, my career will be as dead as a dodo. Sad.
Repetition of dough.
No, dodo is one word.
Yeah, just a gag. Carry on.
So, do yes.
I have another one, though. I mean, his career already is.
Oh, they're so mean, aren't they? Right, Dale.
What's the subject again?
Dead as a dodo, don't you know? You just said you were right. 29 seconds are left for you on that subject, Dale, starting now.
I might be wrong. This programme may never get aired, please God. Then my career won't be as dead as a dodo. On the other hand...
That's just a repetition of what he said before, though.
Yes, you did talk about your career before.
Oh, I did say career, didn't
Yes,
I?
yes.
Bit of a short-term memory lapse there, wasn't it? It's the same sentence. I have that.
20...
Your
Yes.
career already is as dead as...
Repetition of dough.
You've had your bit of fun. Let's get back to playing. Just a minute. Yes.
Can I just say hello to anyone who knows me?
Obviously, all this audience know you intimately. It's rather beginning to worry me. Right. Tony, in the game, you've just challenged, not just, ages ago you challenged, and you got a correct challenge, a point for that, 22 seconds, as dead as a dodo, starting now.
Paleontologists are often in disagreement about the precise height of the dodo. Some of them say it's 45 million feet high, others say...
Yes, Arthur.
I dispute that there is any paleontologist in the world who believes that the dodo was 45 million feet high.
And I would entirely agree with you. I've never seen a man corpse himself.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit hysterical now. Sorry.
It gets that way after a time, Tony, yes.
Sorry.
It's, do you want to have a quick lie down before we can... Arthur, a correct challenge. And you have 15 seconds starting now.
In fact, paleontologists believe that it's 7 miles high. Because the dodo was truly an extraordinary bird. It was enormous.
Talk about overacting. A man at the end's corpse himself. This one overacts and absolutely cops at a fit of coffee.
Let's ham them in my supermarket.
I know. Right, Jim, you challenge first.
There was a hesitation.
There was a hesitation, yes. Right, you have exactly 3 seconds. Well done, you got him very soon. As dead as a dodo, starting now.
Dead as a dodo is the phrase that springs to mind whenever I think...
Right. And Jim Sweeney was speaking then as the whistle went, gained an extra point for doing so. But in spite of that extra point and the others in the round, I'm afraid the London team have taken the lead over the Midland team again. It's neck and neck, back and forth. And it is a very even and keen contest. Dale Winton, will you take the next subject? A good excuse. That's the subject, and there's plenty of those floating about in just a minute. You have 60 seconds starting now.
A good excuse might be, I'm in the bath, the check's in the post. We've all heard them many times. My favourite one will be, I'll call you tomorrow, because I never, ever return.
Sorry.
What? You made a mistake. You thought he said never, never, and he said never, ever.
Yes.
So, incorrect challenge, Dale. You have another point. You have 50 seconds on a good excuse starting now.
I heard a really good excuse earlier today when I knocked on Mr. Slattery's dressing room door. I inquired as to when he'll be down on the set, and he said, "I'm terribly sorry, I'm shaving my legs." I thought this was incredible, really. And so...
That's a hesitation, I
There
think.
was a hesitation. We thought about your legs and he hesitated.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, right. 38 seconds. A good excuse, Tony, starting now.
The best excuse for not turning up at a dinner party is the dodo's excuse. I'm extinct. There we are. No one can argue with that. Pie might be in the oven. There might...
A question. Yes.
You see, if you were extinct, you wouldn't get invited to a dinner party.
He does.
You have alienated the audience again,
sorry.
Tony, right. 28 seconds for you, Arthur. A good excuse starting now.
A good excuse is that you were run over by a truck on the way to the gig. Or another good excuse is that your hand fell off while you were busy rubbing your knee with it. That's a good excuse. Which often goes down well, I find, with the boss of factories that make small boilings.
Yes, Dale.
What is a small boiling? I'm missing something here.
Now, a supermarket mansion, it's a chicken that is only good for boiling and it's rather this...
That's a boiler.
Look, I have a, you know,
No,
I
he
had a
said-
tin of small boilings once.
Boilings, that's what you said.
They're little boiled sweets
Anyway,
from Scotland.
Oh, stop it.
They are.
I've never such nonsense.
Do you want to fight?
Leave it, Arthur. He's not worth it.
Right, now, come on, we've all had a drink.
All right.
I've got to get out of this square.
Dale.
Yes,
I
Nicholas.
agree with your challenge, so you have a point, of course. Send the subject. 6 seconds.
I can't remember what the subject is. I'm terribly sorry.
I know, but that is my job to give it
Oh,
to
I'm
you
sorry,
again. Right.
Nicholas.
A good excuse is the subject. 6 seconds, starting now.
A good excuse is very hard to find. I would love to have one ready up the way.
Tony.
Hesitation.
Hesitation,
Yeah, you're
yes.
right.
You've got him with 1 second on a good excuse, Tony. Starting now.
It was my bikini line.
So, we have no more time to play just a minute. Tony Slattery was then speaking as a whistle, gained an extra point for doing so, and at the end of the contest, he happened to have most points, so congratulations to Tony Slattery. And with Arthur Smith, together they amassed a large number of points, and they had actually 4 more points than the Midland teams. So it is the London team, Tony Slattery and Arthur Smith, who are the winners this week. Yes, all right.
Congratulations, Tony.
And so do our minutes hasten to their close, as Shakespeare said when he was last on this programme. It only remains for me to say, on behalf of my valiant guests, Tony Slattery, Arthur Smith, Jim Sweeney, Dale Winton, and myself, Nicholas Parsons, we do hope you have enjoyed this show. We've enjoyed doing it. Tune in again, same time next week. We're going to take to the air, and we're going to play this delightful game. Till then, from all of us, goodbye.
In fact, Nicholas Parsons and the team will be back tomorrow lunchtime at 1:25.